fierce. Downright fierce. Downright fierce.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Downright Fierce Gaming, America's loneliest podcast. My name is Josh Asencio. With me is nobody. It's just me. I'm all terribly, terribly alone, horrifyingly alone. And that's how this episode is gonna be. Just me. Nobody else. Who will I be talking to? Nobody. Nobody showed up. Fuck you, SummerSlam. God damn it. All my friends are wrestling fans. They all have to be wrestling fans. Are you serious? And I didn't adjust this mic. Let me adjust this mic. Usually I have somebody to talk to while I adjust things. But the show goes on. I apologize for not being on last week. I'm actually an uncle now, as I posted in the thing. So that's why I had to, go help with uncle stuff. Uncle. Cool. All right, let's I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna click the button and it's gonna happen. There it is. There it is. Fierce news. It's fierce news, you guys. Fierce news. Also, just for noobs in YouTube is laughing their ass off, and I agree. This is hysterical. Usually there's more people. Anyways, first thing in the news, the Uncharted movie has a script and it's nearing production. So for the longest time, this has just been kind of like a rumor thing. Like we kind of think that maybe it's happening, maybe it's not, I don't know. And there was rumors of directors, rumors of whatever. This is, it's becoming more and more like this is actually happening. In an interview with the Playlist, Uncharted director, the current director, Sean Levy, gave an update on the film saying that there's a script and a star. Levy says, quote, as of right now, the closest to the starting line is Uncharted, and that it's a massive title. We now have a very good script, and we have our star in Tom Holland. Tom Holland. Tom Holland. Really? Fucking really? Look, don't get me wrong. No, Spider-Man is fantastic, and he is an amazing Spider-Man, and his American accent is bonkers. It's fantastic. Tom fucking Holland? Did we learn nothing from the Young Indiana Jones? I don't know if all, some of our listeners are old enough to remember that. It was a show that came out, I want to say like the 90s, where they're trying to capitalize on the fame of Indiana Jones with a TV show called Young Indiana Jones. Now, some friends would say, oh, that was actually a fantastic movie. I love it. In fact, one of my groomsmen has like all of the Young Indiana Jones on VHS. Yes, VHS. That's how old it is. Also, I'm going to make this chair go down. There we go. But it wasn't successful. It was a cult, like kind of not even hit. It was a thing that happened and forgotten about. And Uncharted is basically Indiana Jones. I mean, I hate to belittle it, but it is. It's Indiana Jones. So they're doing a young Nathan Drake, and that's stupid. That's just stupid. Let's see. I see we have some stuff in the chat. Just for Noobs wants to know when we're going to be on Omegle again. I've been talking to the guys, trying to convince them like we need to do Omegle. And he says you're in one of the first videos. Oh, cool. I've been talking to them. I'm going to try to convince them. We had a couple of really awkward sessions with just so many dicks. So many dicks. If you don't know what we're talking about, look up on our YouTube channel, Downright Fierce Gaming. What is it? YouTube.com/Downright Fierce Gaming, and look at our DRF Talks to Strangers. You will see Just for Noobs in the first video. But yeah, we saw a lot of dicks, and we got scared of the dicks. We ran away from the dicks. Anyways, Tom Holland. I mean, Nathan Fillion. You have Nathan Fillion. He's obviously interested. I mean, he freaking made his own video. Like, he made his own Nathan Drake thing, an unofficial Nathan Drake that the creators of Uncharted loved. And you're gonna just Tom Holland, really? I'm willing to bet Tom Holland is more expensive too. Just saying, bro. This sounds like garbage. Anyways, that is now subject to schedule and additional casting, but I would say as of right now, that seems to be the most near horizon. I don't like the way this guy talks. And it's a movie I'm very excited about. So for all things Uncharted movie, look somewhere else, because I no longer care. I don't care about it. I was excited. You know, when I saw the headline for this, the Uncharted movie, you know, with the script and stuff, I was really excited. I'm like, ooh, you know, I guess the Nathan Fillion short video, I guess that was a big enough hit to where they're going to make a movie. You know, that was the final push that they needed. And I heard rumors about Tom Holland, but I figured that Nathan Fillion would kind of push them in the other direction. But no, we're still going Tom Holland. In fact, you know what? That freaking thing that Nathan Fillion probably did made this movie happen faster. God damn it, Nathan Fillion. You should be responsible with your fantastic acting. I don't know how to drink water right now because there's just going to be silence, so it's going to happen. Cool. In things that get Jacob excited news, Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight and Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight will be released on December 4th in North America and Europe. Both games will be standalone releases for $59.99. If he was here, he could tell you how cool they are, but he's not. So, you know, yeah. So he's not, yeah. Oh, here's a cool one. In Nintendo news, Luigi is dead. They killed Luigi. They did. They murked his ass. During a Smash Brothers Nintendo Direct, Luigi had his soul stolen from his body by death while exploring Castlevania. After the internet blew up, Nintendo UK's official Twitter account tweeted, quote, "Luigi's okay." In a response from Downright Fierce Gaming host Josh Asensio, he said, quote, "It's a video game with fictional characters." Fictional characters. Jesus. I don't know if you guys have seen this, like, you know, like Facebook, Twitter, everything blows up when Nintendo kills Luigi. He's a fictional character. All those characters die all the time. What do you think happens when you get stabbed by a sword and then, like, thrown off a freaking cliff? They die and then they explode. It's just, it's a fucking cartoon, man. It's a fucking cartoon. Good talk. But speaking of Smash Brothers, it looks like it's going to be a huge game. On top of the 70+ characters, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will feature 103 separate stages, each one available in Omega and Battlefield forms. So it doesn't sound like they're just going to switch color palettes or anything like that. Like, they're going to do that with Omega and Battlefield, but Jesus, 103 stages. I don't know what that means. I mean, that's all the information I can find about that, but I mean, that's got to be massive. I mean, way too much to put on a little cartridge. And, you know, I wish somebody was here to be like, oh, actually, Josh, I heard that it was actually going to be color swaps, you know. I mean, maybe that's going to be it. I mean, maybe that's how you fit 100, or you say you have 103 stages, you have a Donkey Kong level, and then like 2 of the palm trees, oh, you know what, in one stage they're over here, and then the other stage are over there. There's your 103 stages. It could be 5 worlds, but the palm trees are different. They just move around the palm trees. But on top of that, the game has roughly 900 music tracks, which comes out to 28 hours worth of music. Now, this one I do know a little bit more about. What they're doing is they will have, like, I don't know the exact numbers, but let's just say, just for conversation purposes, that they have 20 tracks. So they have 20 tracks, and they're saying they have 900 music tracks. So of those 20 tracks, what they're going to do is they're going to have like a rock version. They're going to have a more, like, you know, kind of orchestra or something version of the song, just for, you know, kind of variety. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not gonna have a whole, they're gonna have more than 20 tracks. They're gonna have an insane amount of tracks. But I mean, when you think about it, 900 music tracks, right? So you'd have to play the game over 900 times, because I'm sure it's randomized, over 900 times, or playing over 900 matches to hear all the tracks. I mean, with 70+ characters, with 103 separate stages, the 900, I feel like every game you play, and this is what's making me really excited about this game, every game you play is going to feel like a brand new game, even if you have some of the factors still the same. To be the amount of variables that are going into this, I mean, I forgot exactly how you calculate that, but would it be like 70 times 103 times 900 to figure out the variables, something like that. At the very least, that's the minimum. I can tell. I know that much about math, that you can times 70 times 103 times 900, and at the very least, it's going to be more than that. So no game is going to ever really be the same. I mean, every time you go in, you know, even though, yeah, okay, you played as that one character before and you're fighting Mario again, but now Mario is, you know, you're fighting Mario, but, you know, you're also fighting Luigi, or you're also fighting Peach, or any of the other 70 plus characters that are in this, you know, and you're listening to a song that is completely different from the last time you heard it. And these aren't going to be things that you notice. That's the thing. You're not going to go in there and be like, oh, look at that. I've actually never fought Mario and Zelda before. This is pretty cool. It's just going to feel different. You know, the variety is just going to feel different. And that's super cool. I mean, games that do that subtly are my favorite kind. One that comes to mind would be Phantom Dust. So, you know, if you're not familiar with Phantom Dust, it's kind of like a deck-based game where your abilities, you come in with a deck of, I want to say it's like 50, but you don't get all your cards right away. They come up 3 at a time and in a random order. So every fight is different because, you know, you may have, your favorite ability matched with your least favorite defense. And it makes you need to adapt on the fly to situations like that. So, you know, I mean, and that's a little bit more obvious of the point I'm trying to make as far as every game being different. But something as subtle as this, I think this is, I mean, on top of the fact that Smash is just a fun game. It's just, I mean, it's going to be fun no matter what. I think this is going to make it the best Smash Brothers ever. I'm going to pizza bet myself and say that this will be the best Super Smash Brothers game ever. I feel like, actually, you know what? It's almost redundant. Actually, you can't even say that it's not going to be, because it's Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. It's going to have every character. It's going to have all the same moves. It's going to have all the same stages. It's going to have all of that. So how can it not be the best game ever? Oh my God, this game is guaranteed to be the best game ever. I can't wait to get it. Anyways, speaking of things to get excited about, Diablo 3! Diablo 3 is coming to Nintendo Switch! Oh my God! Oh, fuck! Dude! Okay, so here's the thing. Last week, there was rumors that Diablo 3 was going to come to Switch. In fact, they did this really obvious thing. People pretty much knew that this was happening. Blizzard tweeted a picture of of Diablo, I think, or the devil or something like that. I didn't actually see the tweet, but they tweeted a picture of that was Diablo related, and then a light switch, side by side. Oh, okay, so you're bringing Diablo to Switch. And they're like, oh, we don't know what you're talking about. They actually responded like that. I mean, they probably didn't talk like that or say those words, but they were saying, no, we have nothing to announce right now. And it has been confirmed. It is coming to Switch. The Eternal Collection includes the original version of the game, the Reaper of Souls expansion, the Rise of the Necromancer pack, and all content updates, including themed seasons. Sorry. The game will have this is like one of my favorite parts. The game will have 4-player co-op that can be played on a single Switch. I'm making a face, audio listeners. I'm making a face. Ah! That's so cool. You can dungeon crawl at a bar or something. Like, one of my favorite things to do is to take my Switch to the bar, and occasionally I'll have a buddy come up like, oh, what are you playing? I'm like, oh, I can boot up some Mario Kart, and we just sit there and play Mario Kart while we're hanging out at the bar. Now we can dungeon crawl. We can dungeon crawl, y'all. We're gonna dungeon crawl. I'm gonna take my necromancer. I'm gonna dungeon crawl. Who talks like that? Nobody. But yeah, so you can do it by on a single Switch or by connecting multiple consoles together wirelessly or online. Here's an interesting fact, and this was originally going to be presented to my co-host. I'm going to stop talking about that. We're just going to move past that. I will present it to you, and then I will answer it before you have time to type it in chat. How long do you think it's been since Blizzard had a game come out on a Nintendo console, on a Nintendo platform, on a Nintendo platform, and what game was that? I will take a sip of water while you think about it. Did you figure it out? Well, too fucking bad. 15 years. It has been 15 years since Blizzard released a Blizzard game on a Nintendo platform, and that game was Star Fox 64, a port. Well, actually, I guess they would all be ports, but still. StarCraft 64. What did I say? Star Fox? I feel like I said Star Fox. I have nobody here to. StarCraft 64. Anyways, no confirmed release date yet, but Blizzard said it's aiming for this autumn. All right. Moving on, another game coming to Nintendo Switch is Gone Home. So this is going to be coming out on August 23rd. Here's my concern. It's a great game. I watched a Let's Play because I believe it came out after PT, and I didn't know if it was a horror game. It looked like a horror game. In fact, it's supposed to be, and from what I've seen, the scariest non-scary game ever. So Gone Home is this incredible game with an incredible story. I followed the whole thing. I never actually played it. So this would be a good game for me because I haven't physically played it. I've seen it, so I've experienced it, and but I haven't played it myself. I don't feel like this would be a good experience for somebody who has multiple consoles. So if you have multiple consoles, if you have a PlayStation, you have an Xbox, I don't think there's any reason to buy Gone Home for the Switch because it's going to be graphically, lower. And also one of the great things about the Switch is its portability. This is not a game you want to play on the go. This is a game that you need to get immersed in and really just, have the entire world shut out as you're experiencing this story. So the fact that this is coming out for Switch I feel like it's a good thing and a bad thing. I don't know what the percentage is for people who just have a Switch without having any other consoles. I feel like if you were a gamer, the Switch came out far enough after the PS4 and Xbox One to where if you're a hardcore gamer, one that would buy a Switch, I feel like you already have a PS4 or an Xbox One. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. If you don't have one of those other consoles that this game would be way better played on, then sure, this is fantastic. You should pick this up. Gone Home is an amazing game. But I'm a little worried that maybe the experience is going to be kind of lessened and maybe even the sales will kind of reflect that because this is a lesser way to experience that game. And that might discourage, developers bringing games like that to the Switch, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't even know. I don't know. It's weird. It's coming and cool, but it's weird. I need. I'm not going to mention it anymore. I'm not going to mention that I'm horribly alone right now. Definitely not going to mention that at all. I'm going to be professional. I'm not going to complain about how I wish I had another, brain right here to debate whether or not this is a good idea or a bad idea. I'm not going to talk about that at all. I'm not going to mention the fact that all my friends are watching SummerSlam right now. I'm not going to talk about that. We're just going to go over the news. I'm not going to talk about how this is extremely difficult to do this by myself. I'm not going to do that because I'm professional. So yet another game possibly coming to Switch that I'm super excited about is Super Mario Bros. U. So they've been doing this a lot with Wii U games. The biggest failure Nintendo's ever had. A lot of games that were developed for the Wii U have kind of suffered because of how unsuccessful the console was. But these were fantastic games. The Wii U had amazing games, and they all died in this, in this garbage, console that is now completely dead. So the fact that they're bringing more and more games, like they brought Captain Toad, they brought Donkey Kong Country, Freezing, whatever thing, Tropical Freeze. They're gonna, they're obviously not bringing Smash Brothers over, but they are, I'm trying to say, this is another one. And I think that they need to keep doing this because otherwise, these games are just lost forever. And I don't know how much money it takes to port these games over to the Switch, but I don't know. I mean, Nintendo owners will buy the same game over and over and over again because, they're so good. I think they should take that hit, and I think it turned out fine. I mean, I'm no business guy. I'm not an expert in this. I'm just really happy to see these games come because I never got to experience the new Super Mario Bros. U. I don't have a DS, so I have a 2DS, but still, I never got to experience that, and I really want to play this game. So keep porting games, please. That's the last thing I have on here. It says, keep porting games, please. Okay. So this would have... Nope. Not gonna... Nope. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this company, so I'm just gonna pronounce it like this. Maybe it's wrong. I don't care. This is how it's spelt. This is how it's fucking spelt. Koch Media has bought the IP. Okay, Koch. How would you pronounce that? Koch? It's not Koch. It's cock. Cock. No, it's cock. It's got to be cock. It's cock. Okay, it's cock. Koch Media has bought the IP and rights to Timesplitters, to the Timesplitters series. Now, if you haven't played Timesplitters, I mean, you're kind of screwed now because there's a lot of better games out there. But for the time, Timesplitters was phenomenal. It was a first-person shooter that had a lot of the developers from Rare. A lot of the developers from Rare. So you had a lot of the humor from Rare. It was developers from all different studios, and they came together to make this series that was just, I mean, it was a solid shooter, and it was hysterical. And multiplayer variety in it was fantastic. I mean, it had so many different variables that you can do, from weapons to bots to, different game modes. It was fantastic. Anyways, Koch, Jamie Cover says, is Coke. See, that's the thing. Like Coch, I wouldn't. Coke. I'm gonna say Coke. Whatever. Even that's not what it is. I'm gonna say Coke because I don't want to say cock over and over again. Coke CEO. See, now it sounds like I'm saying Coke though, like Coke Zero. Coke CEO Clemens Kondratitz. This has got to be a fake story. That spells KKK. Koch. Clemens is Klemens. His last name is Kondratitz. Kundratitz. His name ends in tits. Where's Tristan when I need him? Seriously. I don't know why I'm looking around. Because he's probably watching SummerSlam too. Anyways, moving on. Mr. Kondratitz said, quote, "We are hugely excited to have acquired Timesplitters. The original games gave fans a massive content offer and provided a pure and genuinely fun arcade shooter experience. We have many fans of the Timesplitter series among our own staff who are passionate about creating a product that will thrill today's gaming audience. So normally I would be excited. This sounds great. They're going to revive another great series. It's like when I heard about Shadow of the Colossus. Oh my God, yes! Freaking do it! Bring back old series. Let's make remakes. I mean, the freaking movie industry does it. The movies industry has been doing it for years, for decades. Why not video games too? Hell yeah. And then I learned what Koch, whatever media, used to be called. I'm gonna take a sip of water for emphasis. Radical Design. Oh, Josh, why does that sound familiar? Radical Design. Why does that? I know that name. What game did they make, Josh? Well, I'll tell you, my friend. I'll tell you what game they made. Homefront: The Revolution. A buggy, awful, overhyped mess that suffered because of poor management, poor money management, all kinds of management that was poor. Awful game. I think it got a 4 out of 10. Just a terrible, terrible game. And now they have Timesplitters. Here's my thought. Here's my hypothesis. Timesplitters Battle Royale. They're going to bastardize, I bet you, they're going to bastardize Timesplitters. They're going to make it a Battle Royale. I mean, hopefully they learned less and this isn't going to be a garbage game, but you made a crappy game, man. Don't try to make something with, originality. Even Homefront: The Revolution, that was a ripoff of Freedom Fighters. Now they're just like straight up buying these titles. And that might not necessarily be what's happening. They said that they're making a project that they think fans are going to be excited for. Maybe it's a remaster. Dude, if they remastered Timesplitters, I'd buy it. Even just an not even a remaster. Wait, no, remaster. What's the other one? It's remaster and God damn it. There's a difference between remaster and HD, like you remake. That's it. I forgot the word for remake. Hopefully this is a remaster. So that'd be cool if it's a remaster. They just, you know, update the graphics. They make it all HD and stuff. But a full-on remake, I wouldn't trust them with. Not at all. I mean, it's likely that that's what it is. They see the success of Shadow of the Colossus, which also came out around the same time. They see the nostalgic factor. They see that Shadow of the Colossus, the remake, got 10 out of 10. They're like, hey, we made a shooter one time. Let's buy something that people love and then fart it out of our butts. I bet you that's how that meeting went. Anyways, Bethesda is pressuring Sony to change its policies on crossplay for the upcoming Elder Scrolls Legends. Now, God damn it, listeners, let me tell you something. I was really excited to talk about this one because this is I might even save this for next week. Nah, fuck it. This is so fucked. I don't know. Senior Vice President of Marketing and Communications Pete Hines says, quote, for Legends, it's absolutely critical. Both crossplay, which is, and this is the worst sentence that's ever been transcribed. Both crossplay, which is how Legends works right now on every device, you're playing against somebody who could be on any device, and more importantly, cross-platform progression, which means no matter what you do on any platform, you load up the game, and so long as you're logged in, here is all your progression. Here's everything you had, everything you were doing. Hines says Bethesda has been talking with Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, Apple, and Google about the issue, and that Sony is the only one holding out on crossplay and cross-progression. That sounds exactly like what's happening with Fortnite. Fortnite, you can log into your Xbox, account and you play on there, and then all your progression can go onto your Switch account and PC account. Everybody is playing nice, and they're creating an environment for gamers that is moving forward. It's helping the gaming industry so much when these game companies work together. Yes, competition is important. Make your console the best one. Try to keep the prices low so that way, by competing with each other, they're keeping the prices low. If they were all working together, then they just charge $1,000 for their consoles. Competition in the realm of technology and trying to get first-party titles, all that. But shit, man, if we're talking player, like, tools, player... ways that your players can enjoy the games more on your console that you convinced us to buy, and you're going to say no because you think that's going to hurt you business-wise. I mean, Sony has been doing this lately, so much so that Microsoft and Nintendo are having commercials, like, on TV, like, showing Master Chief, I think it was Master Chief and, like, Mario playing together in a field, saying better together. And they're right! They're right. The fuck, Sony? Like, you're holding back the gaming industry as a whole. And here's what I'm thinking too. They're thinking that, it's going to be bad business-wise. We don't want to encourage other people to play on other platforms. We want them to make a decision that this is the platform to play on. But here's the thing, dude. Like, this is not a big game. This isn't even a big deal. This is Elder Scrolls freaking Legends. This isn't Elder Scrolls 6. This isn't some major freaking title. I think it's free. I'm pretty sure Elder Scrolls Legends is free. Just play nice. And here's the thing, if you don't, and you think it's going to hurt your business, look how this makes you look. Look how, you look like a dick. You look like a dick, Sony. I love you, Sony. I do. But you look like a dick, and that's going to hurt business more than anything. I may not be some giant CEO or whatever, but I own my own little company, and I know that image is important. If I went around acting like Sony acts, I don't have the capital to back up, acting like that, but people aren't going to want to work with me. And my customers aren't going to want to, support me. They're not going to want to get behind me. They're not going to, like, right now, I don't really feel good going around saying I'm a Sony guy. I have an original Xbox. That's, I guess, actually 360, but I don't have an Xbox One. I have no interest in that. I called myself a Sony guy. I love Sony. I love Sony games. I love Sony consoles. But I don't want to say I'm a Sony guy right now. Microsoft, on the other hand, they're playing nice with everybody. They're making the Xbox One X. They may not have the first-party titles, but you know what? Their fans are going around saying, yeah, I'm a Microsoft guy. Fuck Sony. And now everybody's saying fuck Sony because they're not going to say fuck Nintendo because now they're working together. I'm seriously, between this and Microsoft with the cloud gaming, next console generation, I'm calling it. I'm going to pull it up on a clip eventually. It is going to be all Microsoft. Microsoft just leading the way. I'm going to take a sip of water so you can think about that. All right, moving on to Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay reveal talk. The trailer came out recently. Holy fuck, it was awesome. Dude, if you haven't seen it and you're listening to this later, after you're done listening or after you're done watching, even if you're watching right now, you got to look up this trailer. It is fantastic. It is done the exact same way that it was done with Grand Theft Auto 5. Where it's a smooth lady's voice talking about, in Red Dead Redemption 2, you can ride a horse and shoot people in the dick. It's going over the features and stuff. I wrote a couple notes what I was thinking, as I was watching the thing. The graphics. First of all, the graphics. This is going to be the best goddamn looking game on any platform ever. And I'm sure, oh my God, I'm sure on Xbox One X. Oh, with that HDR. Oh, it's going to be so good. Volumetric lighting. This is the first time I've ever seen fog, heavy fog, used in a game that is not just trying to hide parts of the map that haven't loaded yet. If you don't know, that used to be a thing in games. They would have heavy fog in games. In fact, one of the best examples is Silent Hill. The original Silent Hill, the entire map was just covered in fog, and they were saying, "Oh, it's because it's spooky or whatever." No, actually, it was because you couldn't load everything because the graphics were too intensive, and it's a PlayStation game, so they used it to their advantage. So this every shot looks like it's just like a layer of fog. But it is so beautiful because the way the light is shining through this fog, the rays of like sunlight or moonlight or whatever, even campfire light, it is the best lighting I have ever seen in a game. It is freaking fantastic. And the character models, just gorgeous. I mean, like, it is as realistic as you can possibly get, I believe, at this point in technology. In a game like this, in an open world game, because yes, you can have like a Quantum Dream, God, what games did Quantum Dream make? Why can't I think of it right now? The Killer game and the Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain. I don't know why this is a game right now. And the new one, Detroit, Become Human. Yes, you can have characters look way better, and they can look like lifelike. But in an open world game, you're not going to have something that looks like that until like several console generations ahead. Anyways, this is, they're pushing the limits on everything. I mean, even small details like puddles. Like you look at the ground, watch the trailer, look at the ground, look at the grass, look at the everything. I mean, there's one part where he's going through like this town, and they're just like individual puddles in like the dirt, like there's mud and stuff, and the way it looks, man. I mean, it's just freaking gorgeous, and I'm so excited to play. And the best part is, because a lot of people are wondering, like, this looks too good, there's no fucking way you're releasing this game like this. Turns out that it is running on a PlayStation 4 Plus, or Pro, sorry, Plus, PlayStation 4 Pro, so it is going to look that good. And I can only imagine how it's going to look on PC, on that PC, that one over there. That's what I'm buying it for. So gameplay, it looks like what they always do. They build on the mechanics of the last game to make the next one better. So, originally we saw Red Dead Redemption feed into Max Payne 3, which fed into Grand Theft Auto 4. Not having a stroke, I'm trying to remember. Did 3 go into 4? 3... Oh, crap, I don't remember. Alexa, when did Max Payne 3 come out?
The video game Max Payne 3 was first released on May 15th, 2012.
When did Grand Theft Auto 4 come out?
The video game Grand Theft Auto 4 was first released on April 29th, 2008. Although highly anticipated... Oh,
okay, Alexa, shut up. There you go. Okay, so... Max Payne 3. No, it was Max Payne. Oh, sorry, it was GTA 4, Max Payne 3, Grand Theft Auto 5. Yes, I did that. Yes, that actually happened. I had that thing help me. But so yeah, they use each system to, you know, and to help with the next thing. And that, I mean, they haven't shown it. You know, they promised that next video is going to be more about, like, you know, smaller gameplay details. But I bet you they're going to transfer over the character switching. It's going to happen. It absolutely, I mean, why not? Why wouldn't it happen? You know, they worked perfectly in Grand Theft Auto 5. Everyone was really happy with that. I bet you it's going to happen in Red Dead. Oh, and then I put a note here that this is GTA 5 in the Wild West. I would even say this is GTA 5.5. The next video, yeah, and horses. Apparently horses are going to be a really big deal in this game. Depending on the horse, you know, I mean, obviously speed, obviously, you know, whatever, but it's also going to be carrying capacity. So with certain horses, you can carry more guns, more inventory. You can pull, you know, carts. You can, you know, do different things with horses. You can raise wild horses. You can buy horses. You can sell horses. The economy in this game sounds really cool. Like, you know, going out and hunting and tracking, you know, animals. They had the main character kneeling down, and you could see, you know, the trail of you know, animals. So you're hunting, and then you take those furs and you take them to a general store. You make money that way. Horses are apparently, you know, a big deal in this. Additionally, social interactions. Now, I think that that's going to be the thing. Okay, so like I said, each game builds on the last game, right? So Grand Theft Auto 5, you know, you have character switching, you have, you know, character models and wilderness and stuff. I mean, Grand Theft Auto, yes, it takes place in a city, but there's also a lot of, you know, wilderness in that game. I think that, so then that, you know, helps them make Red Dead Redemption 2. And, which is, by the way, I don't know why nobody's talking about this. That's the silliest name for a game, because Red Dead Redemption is a sequel. So it's Red Dead 2. It's like Skyrim 2. Anyways, so what was I saying? Okay, so they build off each thing. I think that this is going to be the thing that we're going to see happen in Grand Theft Auto 6. Mark my words. What is today? The 19th, August 19th, 2018. This is happening. This is going to be in Grand Theft Auto 6. So the social interactions. You walk up to NPCs will actually interact with you. They'll walk up to you as you pass by, or, you know, as you're doing whatever, and they will present you with certain situations. So like in one example, they show you're riding on a horse and this guy has another guy at gunpoint. Jamie in chat saying, say horses again. Am I saying horses weird? Horses. Horses. Am I saying it weird? I don't know. Anyways, so he has another guy at gunpoint, and you have an option. You can antagonize him, start a fight. You can ignore him. Like, actually, like, you hit the ignore, and the guy, and that's what they ended up doing. They're just like, oh, it's not my business. And then just kept going on their way. And the guy went back to his business. There's different things you could do for each situation. You know, there was another situation where a guy's riding by on a horse, and you have the option to just rob him. You know, like, oh, reach for the sky, you know, something like that. And these actions, these decisions actually come back later on in the game. Now, they gave an example, kind of. They showed something happening, and they didn't explain it. They just showed it happening. So this is either, you know, deceptive, it's kind of misleading, or it's what I'm really hoping, and that the consequence of your actions will carry forward in this open world game, which we don't usually see in open world games. Usually it's in scripted events where your actions have consequences. But the one example was they had an the guy was walking by, and an NPC came up, and she goes, "You killed my cousin." I think it was that. That's what I wrote down anyways. And we're not sure if that was a scripted event or not. If it's a scripted event, I mean, something like that, that's just the story. That doesn't mean anything. But if it's actually something that happened, like, imagine you know, like, that scene plays out, right? You know, and he goes, "Who's your cousin?" You know, you choose to talk with the person, and she's like, "My cousin was the conductor on the train that you did the heist thing, and you shot him. You didn't have to shoot him." And then they, you know, tell the police, or they, you know, fight you, or they do whatever. If you're doing a mission, or you're just doing anything in general, and you don't have to kill somebody and you do. Imagine that coming back later on in the game, like a couple in-game days later, and all of a sudden some little kid comes up and you're like, "You shot my pa," and then goes to shoot you. Dude, I imagine from a programming like perspective, that can't be that hard. I mean, I'm not a programmer. I don't know, but that is so fucking cool. At the very least, they said your choices in this game will affect how the game plays out and will affect different things. And then they showed that afterwards. And I'll tell you what, if that's in the next GTA 6, imagine, a freaking giant, GTA world where you have to do gang relations. If you're driving by a rival gang and you shoot one of them or whatever, their gang, depending on what rank they were or whatever, they will retaliate accordingly. Or, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I think that this is potentially the coolest thing about this game, and nobody's talking about it, nobody's mentioning it, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. So we will learn more with the next GTA video. I don't think they said when, and they post them. They don't even bother, doing it with E3 or anything like that. They don't have to. Rockstar just prints money. And I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. And one last thing is the story. It looks like it's going to be an awesome, mature story, just like the last one was. Probably some more humor, or probably just, little bits of humor, not more humor. Mostly serious. But yeah. And Garrett in chat says the whole actions coming around to bite you thing sounds a lot like Skyrim. Absolutely. I mean, and Skyrim is definitely an open, more open world sandbox than GTA, one could argue, as far as all the variables that go into it. But I mean, I don't know. There's just something. This seems a lot more complicated than that. And if it's executed as well as Rockstar typically executes these things in their games, I mean, they build on their own systems, and eventually they're going to come out with a game that it's just going to be life. You're just going to put on this thing, and it's life. It's just, you're looking around like, yes, this is the world. This is, yeah. And in this game, maybe my co-hosts would actually show up. Maybe in this world, I could have two people to share these thoughts with sitting beside me and provide you guys better content. But I'm not gonna talk about that because I'm a professional. I do need to drink some water though. All right, so now we're gonna move on to video game recommendations. It's just gonna be mine, I guess. I finished Octopath Traveler, and I could talk about that because Chris isn't here. Yeah. So here's a weird thing about Octopath Traveler. It is an amazing game. If you have a Switch and you don't have Octopath Traveler, you got to pick up. It's fantastic. Even if you only play it for like 20 hours, which is a long fucking time. You're not going to finish it. You'll get a third of the way through. I mean, it took me 60 hours to beat the game, but I think even if you play it for 20 hours, you will get your money's worth. It is an amazing game and an amazing experience. But here is my problem with Octopath Traveler. I was really enjoying it. I was obsessed with it until I started getting to I thought chapter 3 was going to be the last chapter, and it turns out chapter 4 is the last chapter. So I'm getting through 3, I'm like, oh god, there's one more. And I started just kind of getting tired of the game and not really wanting to, playing it was kind of not as enjoyable as it was originally. And towards the end, I was just not having a good time. Until I got the secondary jobs, the advanced jobs. Not secondary jobs, the advanced jobs, which just make you fucking just... I mean, I wiped every goddamn boss like that. I mean, the advanced jobs are amazing and they're so much fun. But, yeah. So then my interest went up again, and I'll tell you what it is. It's the story. The story is just okay. It's not great. It's really not. I would say some of them are good. I would go so far as to say some of them are good, but I It was too long. I mean, it's a JRPG. So instead of just saying, hey, we got to go over to that, that house over there, it's two people talking back and forth going, where do we go? I don't know. Since I was a little boy, I've always thought about maybe I should go to the house. But now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, do I have the strength to go up to the house? Is that what my family would want me to do? Oh, you asked me a question. The answer is, I think we should go to the house. He says we should go to the house. Is it a trap? I don't know. Maybe if I think about this a little long, like it just fucking go. You're going to the house. I know you're going to the house. Just go to the goddamn house. That's my best Lewis Black impression. But it's all dragged on, and I understand that's kabuki theater, and that's what the Japanese love. They love the long, drawn out, things. That's why Dragon Ball is so like powering up for like 3 hours. I get it, but I kind of wish, like, I don't know. I wish maybe there was an abridged version, maybe just a little faster, like an Octopath Traveler Kai. Just speed it up. But again, if you only play it for 20 hours and you're like, okay, this story's stupid and I'm done with it, you were going to get your money's worth, because it is an amazing game. It is fantastic. Highly recommend it. I do recommend getting past, like, pushing yourself past chapter 1, because yes, all the characters have like basically the same intro story, and they kind of actually have all basically the same ending. I'm not going to spoil anything, but still, pick it up. So that's what I recommend. And I played a little bit of Captain Toad. Pretty cool game. Recommend that one. And I just started. Oh my god. Where are my fucking co-hosts? Where am I have nobody to talk up. Never mind. Dead Cells. Can we please talk about Dead Cells? We're going to talk about it again next week. But Dead Cells is amazing. It is a roguelike game that is very fast-paced, 2D. It has some of the best side-scrolling action mechanics I have ever seen in a game ever. I cannot think of another game right now that feels that good. Dead Cells is insanely amazing. And I wish I had my co-hosts here to be like, oh, well, tell me more about Dead Cells. I don't know. I'm talking to a wall right now. I'm talking to a wall. Anyways, Dead Cells. Pick it up. And then that's it. That's all the news I have. And that's all the video game recommendations I have. Now we're going to move on to video game 20 questions. This is where I picked a random video game, and I'm going to have 20 questions to figure out the name of that video game. 20 yes or no questions. I'm going to make chat go away right there. Okay, there we go. Oh, and see, Greg Mitchell says he loves Dead Cells. See, yeah, okay, I know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to have 20 yes or no questions to figure out the name of that video game, and after 10 questions, you guys can sound off in chat and ask a question, and if it will help me, then I will pick that question to help me figure out the name of the game. So, start. Okay, is it Disgaea 5? Yes. I win! I have the record! I'm so good, you guys. It was Disgaea 5, which is another game that's that came out for the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. Okay. And that does it for us. That does it for all of us. All of us here at Downright Fierce Gaming. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This was a lot less painful than I thought it'd be. You can listen to new episodes every Monday on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, and Stitcher. Please do me a favor. Subscribe to our channels and stuff. Subscribe to our podcasts, our audio podcasts. And give us, like, some ratings, 5 out of 5 or less. I mean, whatever. Give us a rating and write a review, please. It helps out a lot. And yeah, we didn't have any viewer questions this week, but if you want to send your viewer questions, you can send them to Downright Fierce Gaming. Fuck, what was it? Is it Downright Fierce Gaming? Oh no. Oh, hold on. It is. Oh, here. You guys talk while I do this. Yeah, just keep talking. Perfect. No, it's not Downright Fierce Gaming. It is downrightfierce@hotmail.com. Downrightfierce@hotmail.com. Send us an email. We will read your question on the air and talk about it. You can subscribe on we do this every Sunday live at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on youtube.com/downrightfiercegaming, facebook.com/downrightfiercegaming, and twitch.tv/DRF podcast. T-shirts. If you want to buy a t-shirt, you can do that at teespring.com/downrightfierce. You can buy posters and stuff on there too. I'm gonna make some new ones soon, I promise. Patreon.com/downrightfierce. Please do me a favor, just a giant favor. Check your wallet right now. Just check it real quick. Just check it. Do you have $2 in there? You do. Oh, awesome. Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have those $2? Can I have it? Can I have those $2? Hey, can I have them? Can I have those $2? Can I have it? Hey, can I have them? Seriously though, $2 a month, that's all we need, and we get to do all this stuff. That helps, you know, pay for all the equipment, which we're still paying off, and eventually it will lead to better microphones, better lighting, better, you know, everything, and it will help us make bonus content, which you will get 1 week early. 1 week earlier than anybody else. You get that for $2 a month. Por favor, mi amigos. Dinero. 2 pesos. Por favor. It also gets you thanked at the end of the episode. So we want to thank Mark Mayfield. Thank you very much, Mark Mayfield. Thanks, Mark. We want to thank Quinn Noble. Thank you very much, Quinn Noble. Thanks, Quinn. We want to thank Tristan Haynes. Thank you, Tristan. Thanks, Tristan. We also want to thank Brian Altano, Damon Hatfield, and MC Lars for letting us use their music. Sweet tunes, bro. We want to thank our executive producers, Carolina Jarvis, Brian Kaminsky, and Andrew Kirkendall. Speaking of Andrew Kirkendall, we're going to leave the show, as we always do, with a music video. In fact, this is a music video from Andrew Kirkendall's band, Burden Affinity. The song is called The Stand, I believe. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not remembering that incorrectly. And it is fucking awesome. So please enjoy it, and we'll see you guys next week. Good night.
I won't give in to
misanthrope.